welcome back to the show. We're talking about Black women in the workplace and talking to Cassandra Holdsclaw and Dr. Ashley Williams, who are co-founders of Coins Over Gossip. Before we took our break, Dr. Williams, you were talking about finding your voice and making sure that you explained to people what your goals were, what you were interested in doing, and then working together with your place of employment in order to kind of build your development plan to get there. When young women are thinking about finding or having a voice in the workplace, how difficult is for them to get that conversation going? You know, you got to have a job, you know your value, you know your worth. I'm sure you want to be paid what you think you're worth, but how do you get that conversation going? Because sometimes that can be tough to talk to a boss about those kinds of things.
Yeah, but sometimes if you don't say anything, you'll never get to where you're trying to go. So even if that's us being connected and practicing those conversations with each other, saying, you know, how can I approach this? How can I go in without it seeming like I'm coming in harsh, that I'm coming in defensive? Because sometimes, you know, it's a cliche that we come in and we get very aggressive and we get defensive, and that's not necessarily what we're wanting to do. We just have passion and we desire to get to where we're trying to get. So it's even using the people around you, and at the end of the day, no one's going to represent you better than yourself. So you're going to have to be able to just establish what you want. Even if you write that down on paper, what does that look like? Where do I want to be in a year? Where do I want to be in 5 years? And it's just really buckling down and going for that. And so it's just finding the right words to say in the most professional manner to say it in. That conversation doesn't always have to be hard, but it does need to be genuine.
Does it always have to be with your immediate boss or your immediate supervisor? Can that be a conversation with somebody who you might see in the workplace as a mentor who can almost sponsor you to get you there as well?
Yeah, I think, you can definitely have those conversations with the mentor or someone that you trust, like you mentioned, a sponsor, but you definitely want to make sure you're having the conversation with the person that can help you, that can make the decisions, that can influence that decision. So you want to have the conversation with the right people, because that is very important, because everybody doesn't have your best interests at heart. And
you all also talk about thinking out of the box and looking for those opportunities that might be out of the box. So I've got my list down. I know what I want to do in a year. I know what I want to do in 5 years. But the path may not necessarily be exactly the way I've written it down. So how do you maneuver through your office place in order to pick those opportunities that still may get me there?
One, it's taking on additional responsibility. So maybe things that are outside of your job description or the scope of your job, you know, being willing to volunteer and say, hey, can I help with that? Or is there something, I would like to learn more about that? You know, is there something I can do to assist you? And not getting the extra pay, not looking to do it for extra pay, but just really looking to do it to position yourself. So that's where you can start.
Some of the things that I know people often talk about is I may not manage people. You know, if you've worked your way up a little bit, you may not always manage people, but you manage projects. So looking for those opportunities that will get you some exposure based on the work that you do, I would think also might be kind of a critical piece to pay attention to as well.
Yes, yeah, I would agree. So even if you aren't able to be in a position to lead those projects, jump on that team. Ask the person who's leading the project directly, what can I do to assist you? It's getting your work ethic out there, it's getting your name out there, and it might not always be something you want to do. It might not always be something that interests you completely, but it's steps you have to take to get to where you want to be.
One of the pieces in Sheryl Sandberg's blog on July 31st was, yes, it's the responsibility of women to kind of come together and have those right conversations, but it's also the responsibility of businesses. So if you were talking to these corporate execs at businesses, what would you say to help them think differently about Black women in the workplace or all women in the workplace?
I believe one of the first things I'm going to do is present myself in a manner that shows you that I have just as much to offer as the women who don't look like me. So I might not necessarily point out that I am this African American woman and I can bring this to the table. I'm going to generalize it more to I have this level of education, I have this amount of experience, I have these work qualities to make myself appear and to make it known that I have the same thing to offer as every other woman around me here, if not more.
What about you, Cassandra?
I think those organizations that have diversity initiatives, those seem to be the companies that really get it. So definitely.
And don't we all have diversity initiatives in this day and time in the workplace? Is that
wish.
like have I kind of missed something there? I thought it was just a given in this day and time, right? Still not.
No, there are, some companies that are still behind for sure, but there are some of your, larger corporations that understand, the importance of having different perspectives, having, a diverse executive leadership team and the benefit that that can add to a business. And some people that really get it and take it seriously and, want to do what they can to make sure that it's a balanced and equal playing field.
Gotcha.
And I think it's even about growing your business. So these businesses that want to grow their clientele in this day and age, that doesn't look just like one group of people.
Right.
And so I feel like it's important that you're able to have your employees represent a diverse group of people to bring in that clientele that you want of a diverse group of people. So everyone can't look just the same, and expect to be able to reach certain amounts of people in certain situations.
Because consumers do pay attention to that, whether you think they do or not. Consumers definitely pay attention. Good conversation, that's for sure. And I'm sure part of this conversation might come up at the workshop. So I want to get just a few more details on that and make sure people remember how they can participate if they want to participate. So you're looking for young women in college and young women who might be out there in the workforce for 1 to 3 years or so.
Yes, that's right.
And give me some more details on where it's going to be, how much it costs to attend, all that good stuff.
Yes. Actually, the tickets are $30, and we will be selling tickets all the way up to the event. You can purchase tickets at coinsovergossip.com. And with your ticket, we've got a ton of benefits with this ticket. So you're going to get swag bags. We have a huge sponsor, P.2, actually, which we're really excited about. They're going to be providing us product for all of our swag bags that we're going to hand out at the event. We'll also have a lot of helpful resources in those bags, interview guides, we'll have resume templates, and some other stuff. We don't want to give everything away, but we'll have some other surprises in there as well. You'll get the opportunity to network with like-minded women that have gotten to the place that you're trying to get to, that can give you some advice. Through that, you can get mentorship, and then also the relationship, like I mentioned earlier, it will continue. We want to keep in touch. We don't want that to be the end of our conversation. We want to make sure that everyone that comes through our workshop, has the success that they desire. We want to do everything we can to impact that. And next year we're going on tour.
Yeah, that would be our hopes. And at this workshop we thought of even like the smaller details of giving them the opportunity to take a professional photo so that they can link that to LinkedIn profiles and those kind of things. So we really want to help them in big picture. And as she was mentioning, even after this is over, once you attend, we give you access to groups on social media that are just for the people that were in this group. We want to continue. We want people to be able to share their success as they do get these advancements in leadership, and let us be able to congratulate them and sharing their success with them. That's what it's all about, is us being able to build each other up. And in those, we will also continue through those same social media sites with master classes and things of that sort. So this doesn't stop just when the workshop is over. It'll be a continuation of the support.
To have that group. Perfect. Excellent. Cassandra Holdsclaw, Dr. Ashley Williams. Coins Over Gossip is the name of the group. Look for all the information. We'll also put it on our Facebook page as well. But thank you both for being here and sharing your stories and sharing the work that you're doing with young women who are looking to get some exposure in the workplace. Appreciate that. And we appreciate you being here. We will see you again next time.